I have a client who's considering buying a house, and their concern is about the root system in the backyard, as well as the longevity and the viability of the trees that are in the backyard. So let's go take a look and we'll see what we find. The concern for the root system on both of these trees and the relationship to the foundation. This is not a slab. There's an existing foundation. It's probably 18 to 24 inches deep. It's an older house, so the foundation, I don't see any visible cracks anywhere. It looks like the house has been repainted, so any cracks would probably have been filled in by the paint. Apparently there was an inspection that identified some roots underneath the foundation, which is not uncommon. Roots don't often completely destroy foundations unless the tree is right next to the house. Then it's the expansion of the bole of the trunk of the tree. But occasionally you'll get some roots that'll get up underneath the foundation and resurface, but those are usually pretty small. If there is concern and you want to make sure that there aren't any problems, then I make the recommendation that you dig a trench about 12 inches wide and about 16 inches deep, and go all the way along the areas of concern, along the edges of the house where the roots are. And if there are roots that are getting up even close to the foundation, you can sever them at the house. And that will certainly prevent any further damage. So it's a matter of identifying the problem, locating any potential roots that are getting up underneath the foundation, severing them off so that it won't cause any further damage. But the initial inspection where somebody got up underneath the house, they were probably able to identify any potential cracks in the foundation. So that information would also be helpful if you could locate on the outside of the house where those cracks were, if there are any cracks, and that would be a good place to start excavating. You certainly can't replace the foundation, and that would be prohibitively expensive, but you can get in there and eliminate the potential for further damage. Well, we're on Alex Drive, and we've got a silver maple here. The trunk diameter of this tree is about 34 inches. It's got an extensive root system. The tree is located right next to the power lines and has been repeatedly topped by the power company as well as the previous homeowners. There are areas of decay and hollows throughout this tree. Silver maples are recognized for being hazardous where they've been topped, and I can see many, many areas up in the upper canopy where there are weaknesses developing. Unfortunately, because the power company continually cuts this tree, it has become a very one-sided tree, and I can see that in the past this tree has been topped. My recommendation is removal because the tree has been damaged excessively. We've got a fruitless mulberry tree in the backyard here, and this tree has also been cut back fairly harshly in the past. It's been topped repeatedly. It's a vigorous tree. It's got a lot of good quality tissue on it, but it's grown much, much too large. Unfortunately, there's an area of decay at the base of the tree, and it's got some mushrooms developing on it. So it is a tree that has some problems. Unfortunately, if you remove the silver maple in the backyard, you won't have any shade left back here. So my recommendation would be to harshly cut this tree and start over. Mulberry trees are a species that will tolerate that kind of abuse, and as you can see up here, this tree has been chopped all the way down to big nubs in the past, and consequently all the new growth has come out just as a big snarled mess. So my recommendation would be to cut this tree down to about 12 to 14 feet and then restructure it. And I could talk about that further if that's something you're interested in doing.